with like the injury to Nafisa and it kind of has opened up, I guess, the MVP race conversation a little bit. Where do you think Sabrina stands in that race?
Yeah, right up there. I mean, she's just got Player of the Month in July, so she's been really impressive for us all season long with whatever we need. Obviously, we know that she can score the ball. She has been doing that at a high rate, but her ability to rebound, her ability to create offense for her teammates, she should definitely be in the conversation.
Where do you think her biggest growth has been over this season?
Look, she's a great player. She's been a great player before this year too as well, but I think it's her conditioning. She gets a lot of attention. Dallas, I think they defended her really well these last few games too. But I think her ability to maintain high levels for longer periods of time, I think that's where she's grown the most. She still shoots the ball like she always has and can pass. And I think defensively, when she was a little fatigued in the last game, but when she's got fresher legs, I think she's really grown in that area.
Sandy, you look at your team and you lose a player like Stewie and the number of player games that you've missed, but you're still number one in pace. You're still in the top 5, offense and defense. How proud are you as a coach that these players have kept the standard when they had built-in excuses to maybe not have those standards?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we just don't make excuses, Ron, to be quite honest. I mean, everyone's experiencing injuries, and then it's the next player mentality in that regard. But like just the standards, there's a way that we want to play, regardless who's on the court and who's not on the court. That's what we stay true to what our identity is. And we've had some games where we haven't been very good. I mean, that last game here in Dallas is as bad as it gets. But I think they're a resilient group. They can come together. I think the culture is really strong, and they can focus on what we need to do to be better. And it was just unfortunate, the injuries, and unfortunate they're all post players. I think that was the hardest thing for us. If we had a few more post players, I think we could have got a few more wins here, but it is what it is. They're working really hard, and we look forward to having them back soon.
You got a question? Sandy, at what point did you aspire to coach in the W, and why?
Look, I love what I do. I love basketball. I was a pro athlete for 18 years, and when it was getting close to winding down, I wanted to coach the best. So I had an opportunity with Dan Hughes with the San Antonio Silver Stars after I retired in 2005, and you could say the rest is history. But so I have a lot of gratitude to Dan. He gave me that first opportunity and gave me more responsibility every year that I could continue to grow. I played for a long time, and going to the other side, it's just obviously finding your voice where it works best. And I love what I do. And people say, what do I prefer the most? I mean, I love both of them. When you're playing, you're focused on playing, but I love the coaching part of it and how you can impact not just as players but also as people.
Okay. Awesome. Right?
No.
Yep. Perfect. We'll turn over.
Hog things.
We'll go over to Zoom, starting with Miles. Miles.
Hey, Sandy. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. You've talked all season about the struggles with offensive rebounding, and these 2 games against Dallas, they've out-rebounded you guys 25-7 on the offensive glass, and have had 27 more in those 2 games. A lot of it has been guard rebounding. What is something that you think that you guys can do to fix that or to adjust that?
Yeah, look, we spoke about it. We speak about it all the time. Rebounding is a bit of an Achilles heel for us at the moment, but I think we can be one of the best rebounding teams when we're locked in. And yes, you talked about, we have some big players out, but it's the guards that are getting exploited a little bit there, or sometimes we're overhelping and we're not finished the plays with the second rotations as well. And you saw Maddie in the last game; she was just in the right place at the right time and getting some easy second chance points there. So it's just us having a little bit more discipline and finishing plays. I think, when we're good, but when we get a little bit complacent and then we don't block out, that it just kind of takes the wind out of us. So, and Dallas certainly has. Punched us in the face. So what you can't give up 16 offensive rebounds. So hopefully for a better effort today. And it's really is just a mentality. Isn't that one of the first things that you taught when you're playing basketball? Shot, block out, tag it, go and get it. So we've just got to get back to just being a little bit more tougher in that area.
We'll go to Jackie.
Thank you.
Hi, Sandy. Just checking on if there's minute restriction on Emma for tonight.
No minute restriction.
Okay, that is good to know. Also, obviously on the topic of injuries, the Indiana Fever announced that they have 2 players that are now out for the season, and Erin McDonald and Sydney Colson. It's very depressing. So a huge narrative this year for all teams has been about injuries and game cadence. So I'm just curious what you've noticed about how your team's performance staff has really had to step up this season when it comes to helping players get healthy and make sure that, the players that are injured, they'll be able to return.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's I only just read it when I hopped off the bus today about Sydney and Ari. That's obviously really sad for them. You never want anyone to get injured, and hopefully they'll they'll recover well. But there's been so many injuries across the league now. We're playing a really compact schedule. For us, we got down in a lot, we had a lot of injuries all at once, and then we had to have a limited rotation there, and it's tough, especially with the travel. So, I think everyone's performance staff, they're earning their money this year. It's not just obviously getting the hands on, getting the massages, getting the recovery, hot and cold pool, you name it. It's getting all the little work that you need so that they can go out there and push through fatigue, because they have to. I mean, that's a part of it, isn't it? And I think a lot of the work happens in the off season, in the preparation of the players too. But injuries are a part of the game. I understand that. That's going to happen at times. But our performance staff they've worked really hard and really long to make sure our players stay healthy, that are on the court, and the ones that are coming back, that we're building them up in the right way.
Thank you.
We'll finish with Jeff.
Thank you, Coach. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time. Earlier today, it was announced that the Liberty will add Tari Phillips to the team's Ring of Honor, going back to the early days of the WNBA, which I'm sure you're familiar with. So what do you remember about your matchups, if any, with Tari, and what sort of lessons can they learn from a player like hers? What sort of example can they take from her as we move forward?
Yeah, no, I remember obviously Tari. She's from my era too, and I mean the New York teams were just tough. And that was what Tari brought. She was just tough. She was always rebounding, setting big screens, rolling, creating obviously for Vicky and you name it, all the other, Sophia and all the ones that she had around, a teaspoon. But she just played the game in the right way, and they went out and competed hard. So that's great. I think another obviously Liberty player being in the Ring of Honor, it's a great, a great thing for Tari to be recognised for her contribution to our game.